hell of a game for him.
How do you get that ball off? I mean, it's like if you mug him, you grab him, he gets that off, and then the other one running off to the side just throws it up in the air. But, you talk about the strength, the size of Kawhi Leonard.
Yep.
You watch him, intimately like that for 2.5 hours, and you just go, damn, you appreciate this kid even more and more. You saw him when he won the title in Toronto. But, man, he just was uncontainable, I felt, the entire game. I had no answer for him.
He seemed to me, though, he's got those line drive jumpers, right? They're line drives, not much arc on those things.
Yep.
But, I wasn't really keeping track of how many points he was scoring. Watching the game, I thought it was a quiet 30-plus. I mean,
a quiet 30 points.
Well, because, I think there was so much emphasis on our next down that we're going to play with Russell Westbrook, and what he was able to accomplish, and what he was the factor. And this was the play that could have been, it was probably the play of the game, if not the play of the weekend in all of basketball. And here's Westbrook in the block and the save for the win. Again, all the soundest credit to our friends at Bally Sports.
Goes to work on Westbrook. Gets around and blocked by Westbrook. Saved by Westbrook off of Booker. Oh my goodness! The play of the game.
No question. You're inside the final moment. Phoenix is desperate to regain a possession, and then Westbrook just coming off the offensive board, and then he disrupts the second sequence enough to knock the ball off a Book, goes out of bounds, and it shows up in the box score. It's just a team rebound. He doesn't really get credit for it in this box score, but it was all Westbrook.
Yeah.
All Westbrook, and it was that all night.
He had a block on Kevin Durant as well, plus a block early in the game. Look,
Clutch.
He was clutch. His shooting was atrocious, and he said so following the game in the players' press conference. But he took it to another level defensively, passing the basketball and rebounding the basketball. And right now, he is the best rebounding guard in the NBA.
It just seems like he's got this, I wouldn't say chip on his shoulder, probably a boulder on his shoulder.
Oh, I agree with that.
Because everybody talks about his lack of shooting. And now that he's starting and he's back off the bench, you think he's got a greater appreciation that he's back starting again, Jimmy, versus coming off the bench with the Lakers, and then he was coming off the bench with the Clippers. He's like, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you that if I don't get it done offensively, I'm going to get it done defensively.
I think also, too, he had the 2 free throws with the clock ticking down with, 10 seconds left. That was the key. I mean, the Clippers were holding a 3-point lead, and that was it. I mean, it was just that collection, that sequence, of less than a minute that really made a big difference. It was all Westbrook.
The guy has his faults, and we all know what they are. But Manuch is correct where he's talking about the boulder on the shoulder, and he plays one way, and that's high gear on every play. He doesn't really know how to slow down, which is one of his faults, but he is such a trigger point for the team that he is playing on that they need to match his enthusiasm and athleticism while the game is going on.
Guys, was it just me? I thought that KD would be the guy to take at least that 3. They're down by 3. I get it if they go get 2.
Okay.
Booker's team still, guys.
I get it. But
I know everyone assumes that, you signed this guy.
You brought him in to
win.
I
understand that, but at the end of the day, it's still Book's team. I'm looking to give it to Book.
Who do I want him to win, or do I want him to give it to the guy that's been there and done that?
Yeah, Book, who's been doing it, who helped him get here.
Okay, I get it. But you brought Kevin Durant to be the assassin to make those shots. That's exactly
Maybe he's not ready to be the assassin. The guy's lost 7 straight playoff games. Okay. How is he the assassin?
Okay, the Suns have lost 6 straight playoff games. He's lost 7. I'd rather have a better shot of Kevin Durant taking that last shot than Book. Matter of fact, Book could have went in. He could have kicked it back out. KD was the 3-point line, wide ass open, hit that 3, and he just hit a 3 earlier in the fourth quarter. I prefer KD take those last shots. I mean, that's why you've got that guy in this lineup.
I don't think it matters which guy takes it, to be honest with you. They're both more than capable, and they have both performed in big spots by being the closer. But I agree with Manuch from the standpoint that when Book made that penetrating move toward the basket, it was Durant who was totally uncovered behind the 3-point line and most likely would have hit that jumper.
It's disappointing for KD, first quarter. I mean, really 10 minutes, no field goals, no points.
Nothing.
Third quarter, 10 minutes, didn't even take a shot. Final 6 minutes, 3 points, 1 for 1. That's one shot, and that's a 3. That's it. I mean, granted, scored 20-something points, but at the same time, this is still Book's team. I don't know why you don't go to your guy that you've been going to all year long to get you where you're at.
Hey, I don't have any problem with him going to. I think he's just a better shooter at the outside.
Is he?
Well, I will say this from the 3-point line. Yes, KD's a better 3-point shooter, and that's the reason why I saw him hovering there. And when he drove it in, kick it back out to him because he was wide open. And that's like we saw with Kawhi Leonard, some wide open threes. And I get it because I'd rather take that shot with 16 seconds with KD on a 3 and him driving in and them collapsing on him and then to block it, whether they block or not, it's a 2-pointer. And then I guess, of course, the Suns would foul him. They go to the free throw line and you play that foul game the last 10 seconds of the game trying to tie it up one way or the other. Hey, that was just one of those things. And on top of that, D-Book, you got the shot blocked. Don't holler at the referee for a foul, which I thought was a foul.
He's been doing that a lot.
I know, because here's the thing. You got Westbrook kicks the ball back in. If Book's paying attention, not worrying about it, that ball he might have avoided the ball, got it back in. The Suns might have got that ball back. So he got caught up in not getting the call. And as a veteran, you just got to play it out all the way through.
Here's KD talking about Kawhi Leonard, who made the most of his first playoff game in nearly 2 years.
It's a tough cover. You can score from all areas. So, he was making shots there in the second half. We made some big threes there in the fourth quarter. He's an all-time player. So, we got to continue to be physical and deny his catches and make it as tough as we can on him.
Leonard reeled off 30-plus points in 27 of his 49 career postseason outings now since that started the title run for Kawhi, at least in 2019. And, he's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time NBA Finals MVP. Guy's freaking awesome. I love watching him. I just wish he was on my team.
I can understand that.
He's just unbelievable.
He's healthy and he's rested up. That's for sure.
And then here's Coach Ty Lue talking about his team's fight.
And like I said, I liked our fight tonight. I really did. Just our energy. I loved our physicality, and we did a good job.
That's the key, physicality right there. Because with Zubats,
oh my gosh,
Zubats is much more physical than Ayton is down low on the block. He pushed Ayton around.
He got so outplayed.
He did.
Unbelievable.
And Plumlee also pushed Ayton around and played great as the backup center. He had 11 rebounds, and he went 3 for 3 from the floor with 7 points, Plumlee.
And some of those offensive rebounds toward the end of the fourth quarter by Zubats and Westbrook to get the ball back out I thought was very frustrating watching that game. It's like, guys, another shot.
2 minutes.
Another shot, and then they make it. So them trying to get any stops, that being the Suns, was extremely difficult. I felt frustrating. And I don't know, Jimmy, just didn't see the flow that we're used to seeing with KD in the left, like we saw those last
Let me just say one thing here real fast. And I know people are talking a lot today. I talked to a guy at the gym today before I came in here, and he was saying,
I know you went to the gym. That's kind of nice to know.
Jimmy, you work out?
We got to do like a press release. Let everybody know that Jimmy goes to the gym before he makes it to the show.
What are you promoting now? You got
the you're wearing your Bengals shirt.
I am.
I hope you kept the receipt.
Oh man, no!
Seriously.
I like this shirt.
We said the same thing when he walked in.
I like
really?
this shirt.
It's like,
really?
Are you a Bengals fan?
No, not
because
necessarily.
if somebody sees you wearing this shirt, you can see us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, but they're going to assume that you're like an executive for the Bengals.
Oh, I wish I was. I'd be making a lot more money.
You would be, yes. You absolutely would
But then you wouldn't have Roc and Manuch.
Well, that's true. That is true. What the hell was my point?
DeAndre just had a horrible game.
There you go.
1 minute.
Let me just say this about Ayton. Ayton had more shots from the floor than Devin Booker did.
Yep.
More shots from the floor than Devin Booker. Fellas, you have to feed the beast, which is what the Clippers did. They fed their beast, who is Kawhi Leonard. You have to feed the 2 top Pumas for the Suns, which are Booker and Durant.
That's a Bengal. That's not a Puma.
I know.
Shirt.
I'm well aware. I know.
Hey, real quick, Jimmy, they mentioned you kind of noticed this. So Booker was out there with 4 subs, 2 or 3 different times, versus having Booker or one of the other starters out there. And that's when you felt the Suns really could make a run because D Book was really the only guy. And even Torrey Craig was out. So I thought that was something, too, to take notice. And then I think that Monty will probably make sure at least there's 2 starters on the floor during that time.
When you look at the Suns bench, I mean, the Clippers just schooled them 34-10. There's no way. It's, LA's 4-man bench outworked the Suns' 6-man bench or their 6 reserves.
Let me say another thing. You're going to have to play Landale more than Biyombo. You can use Biyombo in spot duty when you need a defensive stop because he is a better defensive player than Landale. But Landale is a much better offensive player, and he creates things on the floor on the offensive end. He only played 8 minutes, and he scores 4 points. He has an assist, and he has a block shot. So you got to feed. If you're going to make that transition and give Ayton a rest, I would believe that Landale has got to be the first guy that comes off the bench.
Westbrook type game. You think we could see that again? You think he can have that much energy
defensively?
He was so impactful.
He'll have the energy. What I want to find out is, does he shoot it any better from the floor?
Oh my God!
Does it matter?
Because but if
3 of 19.
But if he does, let's say he goes 8 of 18. Well, look at the points now that he is adding. And he's going to come with the same energy.
I think the biggest concern, obviously, is defending Kawhi Leonard and rebounding. Period.
Yeah.
And you look.
They never would double team him.
They did. Well, that was interesting.
I watch him. I'm like, dude, he's the best player on the court.
Absolutely.
I mean, I would take him over Kevin Durant.
Oh, who? Kawhi Leonard? Oh, I would. I would. I think over. I would. I'd take KD.
Hot take. I don't know. Yeah, Kevin. I mean, I like guys that can win the NBA Finals, and of course he's done it, but he had a lot of help. Kawhi's done it everywhere without a lot of help. San Antonio, and then of course Toronto, and then KD. He's done it with Golden State, and he's lost 7 straight playoff games. 7 straight playoff games. Do I say that again?
Yeah,
7. So I think you can make an argument.
Yeah, well, he's still good.
One-on-one, I think I'm taking Kawhi.
Yeah, Kawhi is one of the best. Let's just say it right there. And then you look at KD.
He was the best player on the court yesterday, clearly.
He was. He was yesterday. So I think at that point, and I got to imagine that you look at Monty Williams with this team, in that fourth quarter, he's going to look at, okay, what could we not do? Well, the bench couldn't score. You gave up too many offensive rebounds. I think it was 5. You had no answer for Kawhi Leonard. So what are some of the things you're going to have to do besides going back and forth and being able to understand what the mismatches are when you look at who gets that last shot? So I just think that the other thing, too, is we talked about CP3, his lack of scoring in that game. Yeah, he got plenty of rebounds. He got 10 rebounds, 11 assists, but he didn't score. And he missed a lot of easy shots. So I think that the 1 week off, I felt it hurt the Suns more so than the Clippers. But I think the Clippers kind of just answered the challenge, figured, hey, look, nobody's giving us that chance against the Suns. Everybody's saying the Suns in 5, 7, and 6. I'm one of them, said Suns in 5.
Not everybody.
But I think that a lot of, they take that to heart. And I especially think what you said, Jimmy, down low. Mm-hmm. They better have an answer for Zubac and Plumlee. Because they had their way down low. And your boy DA's got to get this, like, this is my area. This is my paint versus taking and missing those mid-range jumpers. And where was the pick and roll in that fourth quarter, too?
I never saw that, and I was highly disappointed that they did not utilize that against the Clippers in the fourth quarter.
I think a lot of it is because there's big guys in there.
Hey, look, Plumlee and Zubac, they take up space.
Oh, they're monsters.
They are. They take a lot of space.
We've always said that that's an area that the Suns have always needed help. They need a guy to bang down there, and clearly DeAndre's not.
And I wonder if it's one of those things where they're backing off more on DA, on CP3 versus DA, because they know that CP3 is struggling with his shot, with his shooting. So they go, okay, you can have that shot.
Boy, but he can rebound.
Yeah, well, that's it. And like Westbrook. All right, if you can't make the shots, if you're out there building condos all day long, then what other area can you help us at? He did clearly with defense, 3 blocks, that block at the end of the game. And just being more forceful. And he was fired up about it, too. I mean, these guys read. Guys, they read the newspaper.
They read it.
No, they don't.
No, they don't read the newspaper.
They read
They're not reading the newspaper. They read Twitter.
Yeah,
Twitter, Instagram.
All the above. Yeah,
That's it.
They're aware of what's being said about them.
Oh, heck yeah.
They're totally aware of that.